There we go.
We're going to be early. We're going to start a couple of minutes early. This is not usual in what's been happening here. Before I get started, I want to recognize Steve Cole, who's been on our helping us, and John Knight, First Selectman. There's lots of others I probably should mention, but I can't mention you all. But welcome, library lovers. We are delighted to have you come to join us in this rite of groundbreaking for what is destined to be a beautiful addition to the town of Eastham. Today celebrates what people working together can achieve. The patrons, the town departments, the library staff and trustees, and most of all, citizens of this town. Thanks to you, we are all finally here. I'm going to give you a short history of this project. It won't take too long. It's only been 10 years that we've been at it. 7 years ago. It just seems that long. It was in 2004, knowing that the process would be long and not knowing when the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners would announce another construction grant round. The trustees, then Ian Aitchison, did Ian make it? Sue Vance, and I, along with Martha McGann, and Martha's here. There she is over there. She was our director. We began work developing the building program for our expansion. We applied for and received an MBLC design grant of $20,000 in 2006, coupled with $30,000 that the town meeting awarded us here in Eastham and $15,000 of library funds. We had $65,000 and we thought that would do it. A building committee was formed. Joy Brookshire, is she here today? Harold Gomat, Ed Harnett, Kathy Kane, Kathy's here, and Ed is here, served along with the trustees. Later on, Adam Harris, Dick Ryder, and Carol Martin joined. The town hired an OPM, Owner's Project Manager, as required by law, and the architect was Centerbrook. The next 3 years, we wrestled with alternative sites, whether to renovate or expand or to demo and build anew on the existing property. 2009, Centerbrook provided us with a preliminary design which we approved. Instead of the $65,000, $235,000 had been expended. 30 from the town and so forth. And the extra money was provided by the trustees thanks to the Gregory Turner requests that we had. In January of 2011, we applied for an MBLC construction grant of $4.3 million. At the May town meeting, Eastham residents overwhelmingly approved spending $4.5 million for library construction contingent upon receiving the MBLC grant. In July of that year, 2011, the MBLC announced construction costs or awards, and Eastham was to be awarded the $4.3 million we applied for, but we did not rank in the top 8 who would receive the available funds. In fact, we were 13th out of 15 on the waiting list beyond the 8 awarded. Not too good. In October, the then 3 trustees, now Norma Marcelino, Mary Shaw, and myself, along with Cheryl O'Brien, who succeeded Martha McGann as director, met with the MBLC who outlined to us deficiencies in the program and kept us out of the top 8 and made suggestions for the improved design. With these in mind, to be ready when MBLC funds became available, the trustees voted to update and upgrade the preliminary design and continue design development up to, but not including, construction drawings and bid documents. The trustees advanced funds to the town who could not spend any money until MBLC funds became available. The town rebid both the OPM and the architect for the work. Odin Zello became our architect. So Matt Odin's here?
He's here.
Matt, there's Matt over there.
He navigated the bridge.
And Dan Pallotta of P3 was named our owner's project manager. And there's Dan in the green shirt over there. In March of 2013, we were jumped to the head of the waiting list and received notice of an impending award, which we received in April. Last August, just a month ago, bids for construction were received. Aptly named, the construction award went to Nauset Construction. Construction starts October 1. 10 years have gone by. The fun begins. Let's go. I'd like to introduce our guests. First, Sarah Peak. Sarah Peak needs no introduction to most of us. She has served in the Massachusetts House of Representatives since 2007. She represents the 4th Barnstable District that includes Eastham. She has been consistently a strong supporter of our library efforts. Sarah.
You'll have to excuse my voice. I woke up this morning with a bad case of laryngitis, which probably many of you are thinking, oh great, a politician who will be forced to keep her remarks brief. So I'll save the lion's share of remarks when we're all back here in 14 months, perhaps, for the ribbon cutting. How does that sound? But I just want to congratulate the town of Eastham, the Library Board of Trustees. I want to thank the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners who have worked so closely with the team down here in Eastham, and who also worked with Senator Wolf and myself in the State House to make sure that that additional slug of funding that helped clear the wait list and fund this project as well as other projects actually came to be. You know, as somebody who lives directly behind the library in Provincetown, it's my neighbor and a very good neighbor, I know exactly how important libraries are to communities and how, yes, they're about books and they're about knowledge and they're about learning, but in many ways they're also a community center. They are a gathering place for year-rounders and tourists alike who are seeking Wi-Fi and electronic accessibility. This project will be wrapping up just about the time that the Open Cape project is coming through, offering high-speed internet access to every single person who comes into this library. And with that, I'm going to wrap up my remarks because I hear my voice fading even more. So a hearty congratulations, and it's wonderful to be here with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Next, Dan Wolf, our senator in the Massachusetts legislature, representing Eastham and the Cape and Islands, is also a strong supporter of our library efforts, and we're pleased that he is here today to share this.
So, unfortunately for you, Sarah ceded the rest of her half hour to me. So I've actually got 58 minutes here. Just a couple of quick comments. First of all, I want to thank the support we're getting from the state. Most importantly, I want to thank the community for coming together. An effort like this, it does take 10 years. It really does, to do right things and good things. And the commitment, the ongoing commitment and dedication to so many of you who are here today makes it happen. For me, I raised my 3 daughters in Harwich and always was a card-carrying Clams member and totally believes that our community, and as Sarah said, it brings people together. It helps us raise our children. More importantly, and it's easy to say this in an election year, I'm a voracious reader. I go to the library when I can, but when I'm not, I'm buying books and reading them. I always have a fiction and a nonfiction going at the same time. Being an election year, I'm reading now the book about Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, and Taft, written by Doris Kearns Goodwin. I don't know, I might put it down until after the election and pick it back up. But I am so much a believer that the foundation of a democracy is knowledge and information and creative thinking, entrepreneurial thinking. And one of the things that really does trouble me today is the lack of reading and information among our electorate. It is, I think, a civic obligation to teach kids to read and then to instill in them the love of reading. It was easy for me because we had the whole Harry Potter thing going on when our daughters were growing up, and that really made it easy. We were at the Stop and Shop at midnight when the next book came out because our daughters wouldn't let us sleep unless we were there. And my youngest daughter at 5 years old was actually reading Harry Potter because she wanted it so much. She didn't want to wait till her bedtime story. But it really is the case that if we as a community instill in our kids and the next generation the love of reading and the thirst for knowledge through that reading. This democracy will work better, and literally the world will be a better place. So this is transformative not only because of the building and the architecture, but it's transformative because it really is a way that the community comes together, makes itself smarter, and makes our democracy and our communities work better. Thank you for the huge dedication and for all the great work that went into this. And as Sarah said, the fun part's not digging the hole, it's cutting the ribbon. So I look forward to being back here in November of 2015 to do that. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dan. I read that book. Took a while. Our interaction with the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners on this project goes back to 2004. Patience Jackson, Ann Larson, and now Rosemary Walthouse, and today Lauren Stara, who is here, have steered us through the process. Their input and advice has been invaluable. Our next speaker is Marianne Klugish of the MBLC. She was first appointed commissioner in 2011, serving as a trustee of the Wellesley Free Library for 12 years, and she was key in their $14 million library building project. She participated in their building project's capital campaign, raising over $3 million. Marianne.
Thank you. I am so delighted to be here in Eastham, my very favorite town in all of Cape Cod, probably in Massachusetts. I was personally delighted when you got off the waiting list. On behalf of Governor Patrick and the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners, I bring you congratulations. What a day. So long in coming, not just 10 years as most people will tell you, but probably much longer as the old-timers really know that the needs began to be recognized. So finally today, this joyous day, this groundbreaking, it's a harbinger of so many good things to come. A day that will be exceeded only by your grand opening of a library that will be twice the size as this one. It's hard to believe that not that many years ago, some people were thinking that libraries were becoming obsolete. But over the last 20 years, the reality is that it's a boom time for libraries. Libraries everywhere, especially in Massachusetts, are bursting at the seams, just like this one. So if you build it, they will come. In fact, more people visit Massachusetts public libraries each year than attend entire seasons of the Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics combined. Now there's a statistic you won't forget. In Massachusetts, someone sits down at a library computer every 6 minutes. Many people thought that the computer would make an end to libraries, but just the opposite happened. When libraries got computers, people came in to use them, and they took out books, and then they took out CDs and DVDs and books on tape. And then because of computers, you can download ebooks and audiobooks at home from your library. Your students learn to use electronic resources for research to successfully prepare for college. Libraries are the other half of the education equation. Whether you want to advance your career, learn something, keep up with technology, or ensure your child's success, your library is the place to start. Now, I think that groundbreaking is the perfect time to make predictions. So, I predict that about 14, 15 or months or so, you will all be here and you will be saying things like, can you believe how fabulous this building is? Look how well it fits in the landscape. Have you seen the children's room? Have you seen the meeting rooms? Look at all the technology. And you might also be saying, why did we wait so long? Well, we know why towns wait so long. It's a big deal. It's not easy to find the money to build a new library. But Eastham has done it right. Under the leadership of your terrific trustees, both past and present, your past director, Cheryl Bryan, your director, Deb DeJonker-Berry, who came in midstream, hit the ground running, and is still running, with the dynamic partnership of the Friends of the Eastham Library, the library staff, your town officials, your state representatives and senator, and the essential vote of town meeting, this day has become a reality. So many people worked so hard to get to this point in the process. It takes really more than a village to build a library. And believe me, you've chosen terrific architects. Nothing makes the Mass Board of Library Commissioners happier than to be able to award a well-deserved grant. Back in 2005, Eastham applied for and received that $20,000 planning and design grant, and then successfully applied for and received a state library construction grant. And as you've heard, it wasn't easy. So later, upon completion of building and upon LEED certification, you'll also be eligible for a Green Library Incentive Grant. So along with your really excellent start on the Eastham Library Building Fund goal of raising $1 million, it's a really good place to be financially. So for now and the next couple of years, you must pay careful attention to absolutely everything Mary Shaw and Mimi Ace have to say. I personally believe that the opening of every new library, whether big or small, is an affirmation of some of the principles that this country was founded on. The freedom of speech and ideas, a renewal of our commitment to equal access to information for everyone, no matter their age, gender, or station in life. That access to information and dissemination of ideas is critical to a free and dynamic society, which when it comes down to it, is really what libraries are all about. So how important is this groundbreaking? Let me close with something that Carl Sagan said about libraries. The very health of our civilization, the depth of our awareness about the underpinnings of our culture, and our concern for the future can all be tested by how well we support our libraries. That's how important this groundbreaking is. And it sure looks to me like Eastham is going to meet that challenge. I hope to see you all here about a year to a year and a half from now at your grand opening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Concerning LEED, we're wavering between silver and gold, and we hope we make gold LEED. It was in 1999, actually, that Sheila Vanderhoff, our town administrator, and the Board of Selectmen made the decision crucial to our new library. They had the foresight to purchase the Merrill property that abuts our property. That's the property next door where the cars are parked. Without this, expansion on these premises would not be possible. Sheila has been from the outset the guiding hand through the process, helping us to negotiate our way through town government, state regulations. She's been most supportive and helpful. Sheila.
Thank you. I just want to make a couple of comments about how important capital projects and investment in the community is. In the town of Eastham, we have made significant investments in our community all along the way. And this is just one more of those investments that is designed to improve not only the lives of the residents, but also the lives of the visitors who come to our community to share in the summer and winter activities that we have here. You can measure a community by the investment that it makes in its capital facilities and its services. And clearly this is a major investment in both. And we look forward to being able to, again, come back here in 18 months or so, 16, 18 months, and open this facility, addressing all of the shortcomings and needs that we've identified along the way, and being able to provide that higher level of service to the community. I am very pleased to have been a part of this and to be here today with you to welcome this process and to initiate it. And thank you very much for the community who have all supported this and have supported me and the staff as we've gone through this process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheila. Elizabeth Gowan, formerly president of the Cape Cod Foundation, now recently elected select person, is the Board of Selectmen's liaison to the library. She succeeds to the Capital Projects Committee, which oversees our project. Elizabeth.
Thank you, David. Good morning on this beautiful, beautiful morning we have today. On behalf of the Board of Selectmen, I want to extend our congratulations to the Eastham Library Board of Trustees, to the Friends of the Eastham Library, to the Eastham Library Building Fund, for all of their hard work over the past number of years. When I had the opportunity to select a number of different committees in town that selectmen provide liaison with, I jumped to the chance to be the liaison with the library. Libraries are near and dear to my heart. You may not know this, but my mother was a librarian in Chicopee with the Chicopee Public Library System. And I, in my high school years, worked beside her as a library aide, stacking books and mending books. So I bring that past experience and love for the library with me. I'm coming kind of late to the dance, if you would. I just was elected in May, but I couldn't be prouder to be here today and represent the Board of Selectmen. I also, as others have, thanked the residents of Eastham for their commitment and their support of the public library through their votes at town meeting. I think it's very important to recognize all the voters who participated in that. I want to recognize just somebody really quickly because she preceded me as a liaison. I want to recognize Amy Ekman here. I step into her role with some pretty big shoes to fill. But she will continue to represent the Finance Committee on the Capital Projects Committee, which I also am on. So as others have said this morning, and I don't want to taken out about 45 pages of what I wanted to say, public library is a very important part of a community. It says a lot of who we are here in Eastham, that we make the investment and we are creating this special place as a learning resource for all of our families and all of our visitors. So again, I'll make this short. Congratulations and thank you to all of the volunteers, all of the staff, for their continued dedication to the tradition of public libraries here in Eastham. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Before we go to the next speaker, I just want to ask a question. Is Sue Vance here? Oh, I was looking for you, Sue. I'm glad you could make it. Sue is at the beginning of all our efforts. And just a little story. Sue said, we ought to have a fireplace. Guess what? We're going to have a fireplace. So thank you. Okay, Deborah DeJonker-Barry became library director February 4th, 2014. As mentioned before, she hit the ground running, having studied all the films of our meetings with the architect and the OPM. She knew more than we did. She was up to date on all the stuff that we did. Deb is the Energizer director. She is a master in coping with Plan Bs, which we have one nearly every day. So, Deborah, up to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you all for being here on this glorious day. You may not know this, but this is not the first library construction project I've been blessed to work on. After the Provincetown Library project, I vowed never, never, never to build another library again. And I was happy being a digital library at the Jonathan Bourne Public Library. But last fall, I received an email from Assistant Director Karen McDonald. Karen, where are you? You're welcome. Karen was asking whether I would consider being a library director again. I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I decided to apply. And I was offered the job, and I love it. Since I began as library director last fall, I continue to pinch myself as to how lucky I am now to be working with a highly professional, energetic, fun-loving, and service-dedicated staff and small army of volunteers and board members. You all work together and have accomplished so very much. Our town staff and boards respond immediately with whatever task I've asked them to do. And our project manager and architect, they patiently listen to me, and they figure out a way to make the town's dreams come true. I'm glad that I've read Karen's email that day, and I truly look forward to helping put together our new library inside and out, talking to each and every one of you to plan what the building will need, from technology to books, and working with our volunteers and community members to plan events and programs. In 14 months, we will repeat these ceremonies using scissors instead of shovels, and I can't wait. And our Friends of the Library is an extremely active group and has about 400 members. Each year, they provide funds for an extensive budget for library programs, periodicals, museum passes, everything that the town's funds don't provide for us. They provide all the other wild ideas we come up with, the programs, the music series. We're so grateful to them. So our next speaker is Judy Sebastian. She's president of the Friends of the Library, and she's going to outline our vision of our library programs, use of the meeting rooms, and all kinds of things that we're going to do in our new library. Judy?
Thank you, Deb. We are thrilled that you are here with us. You've been fantastic in guiding the way. Okay, I usually don't read speeches, so I may riff a little bit on this. I wanted to thank everyone coming today, and I wanted to thank everyone in this group who is a member of the Friends, because without you, we wouldn't even be thinking about having all these new programs that we have been dreaming about in our heads. People have talked about how the library has become more instead of less. Even with the advent of e-books and the internet, people still need and want a traditional library. There is no demise. With the new library's increased meeting room space, and we're going to have 6 separate meeting spaces, we become a community center able to sustain a wide variety of programming. Right now, we accommodate small groups of people, such as our knitting group, our conversational French group, our children's Lego club, as well as larger community events. With a meeting space that can hold 110 people, and with 6 separate meeting room spaces, we can now do what we needed to do in years past. Put the conversational gregarious French group on one side, put the Chaucer study group on another. Some of the plans for the future. With the room that can hold 110 people, we will be able to host guest speaker events, drawing in bigger names with a bigger audience. We will have room comfortably to accommodate those who have come to enjoy the music groups that play for us Saturdays in the winter. Those attending our computer classes will not only have room and private space to learn, but state-of-the-art technology. And community groups, such as our Boys and Girl Scouts, Nauset Newcomers, Non-Resident Property Taxpayers Association, quilting groups, reading groups, and so many more, they will all be able to use the library's meeting spaces. People say to me, what do you do in the winter living on Cape Cod year-round? It must be awfully dead. And I reply, are you kidding? You have to schedule time for downtime. There are so many things that we can do here. We can tap dance, we can play mahjong, we can speak French, we can go skiing, we can do so many things. And the Friends of the Eastham Library are thrilled to be able to envision the possibilities of having all these groups and more in our new library space. The Friends invite you, if you are interested in serving on our program committee, please let one of us know. We welcome your ideas. We welcome your input. I'd like to thank you all for your past support. I'd like to thank you for your continued support. And we want you to know that the Friends of the Eastham Library Board are here to serve you, the library, and the community. Thank you very much for being here today. The next speaker is Mimi Ace, who has been a past president of the Friends of the Eastham Library. She's still on our board, and we are grateful to have her. Not only that, she's been a long-time desk volunteer at the library. She's on the El Biffy board, and she is co-chairman of the Capital Campaign. But most importantly, she is one of the most supporters of the Eastham Public Library. Help me welcome Mimi Ace.
Thank you, Judy. I am here instead of Al Alfano, our wonderful president of the Eastham Library Building Fund, who had a long-standing previous commitment. I am happy to be able to announce the kickoff of the public phase of our $1 million capital campaign. You all know that the MBLC and the town of Eastham are providing the funds necessary to construct our new library. As mentioned, the result will be a beautiful, high-quality, green design building. Countless hours of consultation with trustees, our library directors, collaboration with our stalwart architects, Matt and Conrad and their staff, along with Dan Pilata, our project manager and budget watchdog. Where does El Biffy fit into all of this? We are a volunteer group of library lovers, and our role is to raise the funds needed to transform this facility from just a nice building into an extraordinary library and community center, one that meets the needs of the community well into the future. High quality, long-lasting furnishings, well thought out green design features that will protect the health of our pond, landscaping that will create inviting outdoor spaces, up-to-date technology and equipment, a community meeting room that will provide programming opportunities, as well as display space to highlight our local artists and craftspeople. You can imagine how wonderful it's going to be. Over the last 2 years, our Quiet campaign, during that time, many individuals and community groups have believed in us and our mission and come forward with very generous support. Thanks also to the library trustees, the El Biffy board members, volunteers, Eastham's Community Preservation Fund board members, Siemens Bank, Cape Cod 5. I am proud to tell you that over $582,000 has been raised so far. That is more than half of our goal. And there are always angels in every campaign. Thank you very, very much. You know who you are, and we wouldn't be here today without you. Now we are calling on the entire Eastham community to help us finish the job. Not just our devoted library patrons, but everyone who values this special place of learning for everyone. And here's the best news of all. To coincide with this day, 2 Eastham donors have come forward, each with a $20,000 public challenge grant to the campaign. For every dollar given or pledged between today and October 31st, these people are willing to provide a dollar-for-dollar match. With this amazing opportunity to double their gifts, we hope that people will see this as a perfect time to make a tax-deductible contribution. I have a brochure, and I don't have it in my hand, but we have them, that explains exactly how you can contribute. We hope you will take one home, consider thoughtfully what you can give, and send it in right away. A lot of hard work by many people has gotten us to this point. The sense of success and gratitude we feel to those who have helped us so far is truly inspiring us to work even harder to finish the job and have the best library on Cape Cod. We need your help to deliver the dream. Thank you very much. And now I believe we can adjourn to the Chapel in the Pines. There are some refreshments and drinks and...
What about shovels?
Oh, we're going to shovel. Oh, of course we are. Sorry. All right. Whoever wants to grab a shovel and a hard hat, go for it.
Throw it in the air.
All right. Everybody ready? All right.
we do.
Moving pictures.